What is going on, YouTube? It is your girl Ray, and welcome back. On today's video, we are going to be watching something very interesting. The title of this video is Killer Realizes His Wife is Still Breathing. Now, if you ever even decided to do something in life, no matter what it is, I know the hopes is completion. So to know that this guy did something this terrible and did not succeed, and now he's doing all the theatrics in front of law enforcement, is hilarious. And I had to watch it with y'all because I mean, 1 + 1 is 2. I think y'all know how this goes by now. Which also, big ups and shout out to the Raise World gang. I see y'all a nice salute. Road to 500. We starting to slow up, but it's okay. It could be just a slow season for us. This happens all the time. It'll get slow and then it'll get good. Then it gets slow, then it get good. As long as we're making motion, that's all that matters to me. So thank you so much for everybody joining, watching, sharing the video. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe so that we can keep this movement moving. And also shout out to Stay Awake Crime and Psychology. They are the original content creators and uploaders of this video. This video is for entertainment purposes only. Now without further ado, let's go ahead and roll it, roll it, roll it, roll it.
In the early morning hours of Valentine's Day 2019, a woman named Olivia Jones walked the aisles of a local supermarket known as HEB Plus in preparation for dinner with her husband, Chris. As she gathered the ingredients, she observed a bouquet of pink and red roses, colors that symbolize tenderness and passion. As Olivia exited the store with the roses in her cart, she was unaware that in less than 40 minutes, she would be dead. A horrible consequence of so-called toxic love. The police would find her on her bedroom floor in a quiet neighborhood in Beaumont, Texas. 11 minutes earlier, her loving husband, Chris, dialed 911.
Beaumont 911. What is the address of your emergency?
Olivia! Please, hurry. Someone take the gun.
Tell me what's going on.
I'm at home. I'm fighting me inside the head. Please.
Somebody shot in the head.
My wife, please.
Tell me, where is she shot?
In the head.
Okay, where in the head?
Take it and it went off.
Okay. I want you to try to control the bleeding.
As soon as the call disconnected, officers headed on their way to the Beaumont, Texas home of Chris and Olivia, located at 5575 Pine Bur Boulevard. At 8:55 a.m., they arrived.
I know we just started, but he's already starting off terrible. Because how you talking about, my bad, y'all, grab your snacks. Forgot to tell y'all that because I got mine. Anyway, because how you going to sit up there and say, I tried to grab it and it went off? 9 times out of 10, because they can tell if it was close range, far away, or if it was something like that of a struggle, they're going to tell, bro. You're lying. Talking about somebody grabbed it and it went off. You don't even sound that distraught. We already know he's lying, so I'm just saying.
Officer Otis Butler was met by a familiar face, 40-year-old Christopher Ray Jones, who was visibly distressed. Officer Butler was close friends with Chris and his wife, Olivia. His body cam was rolling while Chris urged the officers to hurry into the house.
She in my bedroom. Where's the gun?
In the bedroom, broken down on the dresser. Come this way.
Okay.
Please, come this way. This way.
Okay.
Please. Olivia!
As alluded to earlier, the officers made their way to the bedroom.
He does not even sound sad nor worried. Olivia, what are you talking about? You know she's gone, bro. Talking about Olivia. Oh, she's over here. You wouldn't have left her side. They would have had to find you. I can't.
And found Olivia lying on the floor.
Baby!
Sir. Okay. Sit back.
What's up, Mr. Butler? I tried to take it.
Give him.
Mom!
Olivia was found face down with a gunshot wound to the back of her head. Astonishingly, she was still breathing. When the officers rolled her over, they discovered that the bullet had pierced through her right eye. The room she was found in was covered in blood, with spatter all over the walls. The paramedics arrived, and while they tended to Olivia, the police secured the area. Officer Butler had Chris walk him through the events leading up to the shooting.
What happened? We had a disagreement. And I say, baby, if you're not working with me, you're working against me. I say, we've been doing this. My 19-year-old stepdaughter was 8. My 11-year-old was one. I said, Olivia, we can't get it together. We can't be together.
Okay.
We got several reasons. And I say, I just want a divorce. And her reaction was, she got the gun. I said, give me the gun. She like, I don't remember which hand. I'm like, give me that gun. What is you doing? Stop trying to scare me. I took it.
So when you grabbed it, went off?
She yanked. I grabbed it and she yanked back. And the gun went off.
Okay.
The gun went off.
Chris's story immediately set off red flags. How could such a large man be overpowered by his significantly smaller wife?
And it goes off in the back of her head. Yeah.
Chris dropped to his knees in anguish, but there were no tears as he asked Officer Butler if he could go check on Olivia.
Mr. Butler, I got help.
No. You don't need to go in there, okay?
Is she alive?
Yeah, she is.
She is.
We got him.
Is she alive, Mr. Butler?
When we went in there,
Please don't tell me she alive and she not.
Yeah, when I saw her, she was.
She was talking?
She wasn't talking.
Is she breathing?
It looked like she was breathing.
Ooh, good.
Like, don't go in there, sir.
Please.
Sir, I need you to stay right here with me, okay? And calm down.
Calm down.
Upon learning that Olivia was still breathing, Chris's reaction seemed strangely devoid of relief or happiness. Another red flag for Officer Butler. Back inside the home, Olivia's wounds proved to be fatal, and just after 9 a.m., she was pronounced dead. Officers searched the rest of the home and noticed that in addition to the surveillance camera,
I'm sorry, y'all, but yeah, I know I like to talk. I wish she was alive to freaking recant everything. Like, oh no, I said I was going to leave him, and I got the flowers as a parting gift. Something. So that he could get busted that way, but he's going to get busted anyway, so let's see.
Cameras installed on the exterior of the house. There were 2 more cameras mounted in the living room, monitoring the interior of the house as well. They also discovered the gun that Olivia was shot with, a 9mm pistol covered in blood. However, they found it strange that the gun was in a different room from where the shooting took place. If Olivia was holding the gun when it went off, how did it end up in a different room? The only logical answer was that Chris must have moved it. Following this discovery, the officers decided that the best course of action was to detain Chris until they had a better understanding of what really happened. As Chris was getting handcuffed, his 19-year-old daughter, Ariel, arrived at the house. She had already been contacted by Chris, who told her what had happened. She was clearly devastated. While the officers tried to console Ariel, Chris was escorted to the back of a police cruiser. Lead Detective Mendy Freeman and Sergeant Yvette Barrero of the Forensics Unit arrived at the residence and were immediately caught up to speed.
According to him, she grabs a 9mm in their bedroom. And she did that. He claims he reached for the gun to try to get it from her. And when he reached for it, and they struggle over it, boom.
At that moment, Olivia's sister Angela arrived at the scene, and Ariel once again broke out into hysterics. All of the evidence was collected and sent to the crime lab. Chris was brought down to the station where they took photos of his hands still covered in blood.
They're waiting for the lead detectives. They're going to be the ones that actually interview you, so.
When the detectives finally arrived at the station, they started Chris's interview by asking him what caused the argument. He said that he felt as if Olivia wasn't pulling her weight in the relationship.
I am very particular. If you heard that, that's true. I am very particular. You strive for the best for people. I work really hard, and I don't make excuses for myself, and I don't accept excuses for anybody else.
After telling her that he wanted a divorce, she went to the bedroom and grabbed the gun.
What did you say?
Really? You serious? Really? This is not going to solve anything.
Okay.
You know, you do not want to do that. Put that freaking gun down before you make a mistake and hurt yourself. She was crying.
Chris handed over his cell phone, which had access to the home security camera footage.
Say, if you want to access just that camera, you touch that. And that's just that camera. Okay. You follow what I'm saying? So far. Let's go back to devices. Yes, sir. And everything is labeled. Carport, backyard, front door, back door, laundry room, inside garage, living room, kitchen.
The police examined this footage, hoping to corroborate Chris's story. At 8:41 a.m., Olivia can be seen going about her morning routine in the kitchen. Then, all of a sudden, the footage cuts out. 3 minutes later, at 8:44 a.m., the video is back up, and Chris is captured frantically pacing around the house while on the phone with 911. 11 minutes later, at 8:55 a.m., the responding officers can be seen entering the residence. That means that Olivia must have been shot during this 3-minute gap in the footage. In the interrogation room, Chris was asked why this footage was missing. He claimed that he had no idea.
We're still trying to pull up these videos here, okay? Why would there be no recordings on that? I don't know. It should be. Everybody that went in that house should be on it. But like I said, the internet, you can go through days and it's going to get pretty much.
Look how he is. He's very much too calm for me. If his significant other, the mother of his children, who are now grown, like he said, 18 and 19, 11, whatever, was shot in the head. Hold on. My bad, John. Was shot in the head accidentally, whatever the case. If you did not mean for this to happen, if this was such an accident, and no matter if you want a divorce or not, if you truly love this person, you would be hysterical. You would not be able to utter words. You would not be able to piece things together. Like, you would be so distraught that they might, have to keep snapping at you just to get you to respond correctly, or just not to respond correctly, but like to focus on the matter that's at hand. This guy is acting like they're just asking him, where was he the night before? Like he got caught cheating. Like he sounds like he's lying or something. Like he just sounds like he's lying. There is no or something. We know he's lying. Like clearly he's like, no, well, he's trying to recant it. Like there's no sadness at all. Like if I didn't do something and then they were blaming me, I would be losing my mind. Like I know y'all not about to sit up here and say I did anything like this. I would never. I love that man. Like he's just acting like, no, I mean, because on certain days, as you can see, the camera be out and then the camera be back in sometimes because of the internet, bro. Do you know what you are in there for? I think they know how the internet works. And why would it be only at that time specifically? That time specific. Come on, bro. You tried to. But if they call the company, let's see if they do. Because if they contact the actual cable company, they should have the footage. They should. So we'll see. Or not the cable company, like the surveillance company. Let's see.
We shouldn't have bought that. You just keep, like, you can pick whatever day you want, and it's never going to be consistent. That's why I say it was a waste of money.
Well, I'm wanting desperately to find some video on here that corroborates what you're telling us, but almost all the videos start right after this event happened.
Chris had a bunch of excuses, from internet problems to not charging the camera properly. But at this point, the detectives were taking anything Chris said with a grain of salt. It seemed more likely that Chris, the only one with access to the footage, had tampered with it. Since they did not have the video, they had Chris reenact the moment that he tried to disarm Olivia.
Now go ahead and do my initial. She pulls it. Give me the. Okay, then I go. I'm sorry.
You're good.
No, you're good.
I don't want the chair.
I'm sorry.
You're fine.
I like the chair, man.
I'm reliving it.
You are.
I'm reliving it.
So she should be shot in the back of her right head.
Did you feel me twist your? Did you feel me twist?
Back here.
Did you feel me twist your? I twisted.
With each question asked, it seems as if Chris was improvising the answer, actively trying to make the puzzle pieces fit together rather than telling the truth. The detectives ended their initial interview feeling more suspicious of Chris than ever. They then moved on to other members of the family.
Did you see the way his eyes went up, y'all? I'm sorry. He was just like, they were like, but did y'all see the way his eyes went up? Like when they had asked him, they're like, but she was shot in the head. In the back, she should be shot in the right side of the back of the head. He was like, so the arm, when I twisted it.
Starting with Olivia's sister, Angela.
Olivia Jones is her sister, right? We've been talking a lot lately. We talk every day.
I drop her baby to her at the tax office. She's always been timid about everything, but she was the type that whatever went on in their home, she would keep it there.
Yeah. Kind of a private
person.
Yeah.
She loved her baby so much.
One of the things students love about culinary school online with the Scofier is the toolkit. Our students can
She had to live for them. She would never.
Angela went on to reveal the extent of Chris's control over Olivia.
She can't talk on the phone after a certain time. He controlled the finances. He never wanted to be in the presence of her family reunions, anything. He never came. But she would have to step off, and when he would call, and all you could hear was him screaming and yelling on the phone. His character is agitation. Like, his character is to be aggressive. I just don't get it. Because all she wanted, my sister was a married type. All she wanted was to be loved.
Yeah.
She loved love. Like, she loved her babies. She wanted to live for her babies.
To make matters worse, Chris's ex-wife Letitia, who he initially met back in 1999, corroborated his pattern of controlling and aggressive behavior.
I met Chris Jones in 1999. It was just like a constant fight. Like, he strangled me, choked me out, drugged me through the house. He had this bite marks in my hand. This was what it was. If the house not clean, he's told me that he would kill me if I was to ever leave him. Told me how he would do it. The reason I never said anything or went for help was because I was extremely in fear of my life. Because I knew and I felt in my heart that he would kill me.
And most damning of all were the allegations made by Olivia's daughter Ariel during her interview.
See, this is the crazy part. Did he forget about the people that was with him before? People have patterns. A lot of people don't like talking to the exes and stuff because they just feel like it has been a thing to where like people will tear the person down just so that the relationship doesn't work. But at the same time, it's like you got to pay attention to everything. You got to pray, because I don't want to say just go off of what an ex says. Go off what God says. God will show you who that person is. I'm telling you right now, he will make sure that that person slips up, that they start revealing themselves to you sooner than later, so that you can have an opportunity to see people for who they are and decide what you want to do from that point on. From that point on, it's on you to make the right decision. But you have to be a prayer. You really do, because people are insane. I pray about everybody that come into my life, and God reveals everybody to me. I pay attention to characteristics, traits, patterns, all of that type of stuff because of God. And I don't be wanting people to be feeling like, oh my gosh, you're always going. Yes, I mean, yes, I do always go to God. I absolutely do. There's nothing wrong with that. But at the same time, because I do that, I am now very much aware of people. I don't play that type of stuff, dude. Like, this is crazy. This is scary. Like, look at how old their daughter is. Like, just because they didn't do it right then and there doesn't mean that that's not in them. Like, you really got to be careful. I pray all of y'all are being very safe and careful, because you never freaking know. Tomorrow is not promised to anybody. So y'all stay safe, because this. Come on.
She explained what it was like living at the house with her mom and Chris.
One time they were arguing and I heard her say she couldn't breathe. I would see bruises on her. It broke her down to the point where she believed what he said. Mm-hmm. You won't be nothing without me, stuff like that. Right. Everybody knows my mom. Everybody knows my mom. Everybody knows that we were her world.
With each person interviewed, the allegations against Chris were stacking higher and higher. They doubled back with him, urging him to tell the truth about what actually happened to the missing footage.
To be honest, I look
guilty.
No.
By deleting those videos, I look guilty.
Not if you say right now, what you just say a while ago, I freaked out, I panicked, I did some stuff I shouldn't have done. Is that one of them?
Yes.
How many did you delete?
I don't know.
Okay.
I'm just afraid of being blamed for something I did do something that looks really bad on me.
While the confession was a much-needed win for the detectives, there was still no trace of those crucial 3 minutes of footage. However, the detectives did their due diligence. They spent the days combing through all available footage from the house to see for themselves what daily life was like for the Jones family. In these recordings, the true nature of Chris and Olivia's relationship was on full display.
They ain't gonna be looking stupid. Look on the floor. Look on the floor. Look on the floor, White. Look on the floor. Look on the floor. Look on the floor. Look on the how is that like that? We're not paying attention. You wasn't worried about the son of a bitch a minute ago. That's your mother. Look at me like that, bitch. I'm not playing with you. Lazy. You want to do something, not enough? Get it here. You got all the goddamn answers. You don't do a goddamn thing around this. Right. This your ass, bitch. That's clean dish. That's clean.
I didn't want to. They fell on the floor, so I didn't want to redo them.
You look at it. You don't pay attention to what the fuck you doing. You all over the place, Olivia. You ain't got the chance to find no law. Who on the wall? Who you blaming now?
Me.
Harriet don't live here. It's you. It's always been you.
Chris would take any chance that he could to bully Olivia, constantly putting her worth into question, even humiliating her in front of her own daughter.
When I got the show ass, you didn't have a job. You collected unemployment. You just had off. And most men in this world want a woman that got what? You wouldn't be doing this if I wouldn't have got upset. You would have bagged that. Life would be so much easier for me if you start thinking. You do dumb because you don't think.
This footage shed light on Chris's true colors.
This video is so triggering to me. Prayers to all the women who have gone through mental or physical domestic violence of any kind, verbal abuse. This is heartbreaking, to say the least. And that couldn't be me now. You might as well pull that trigger immediately, because I have experienced stuff like this before. So like it's uncomforting to see another woman go through something like this. And this is why I say love yourself more than you will ever love somebody else, because if you love them more than you love yourself, you will allow them to have the power over you, to talk down to you, to treat you like this. And you, like her daughter said, she started to believe it. And you heard her in the video, it's me, like as if he does no wrong, as if he's walking around Mr. Perfect. There's not a soul on this earth perfect, okay? Ain't nobody walking around here with Jesus. Being Jesus is what I'm saying. With all of his traits, all of them, and all of his in his purest form. So to see somebody talk to this woman like this it's crazy. And that just shows you how weak of a man he is, because women are docile. They're very sensitive as well. They can be docile, not all women, but they're very sensitive creatures and very feeble creatures. We are the weakest out of men and women. So like, you are a bully. Like, look how big you are and look how tiny she was, Olivia. Like, God rest your soul. Oh my Lord.
And confirmed the allegations of abuse from Olivia's family. Detectives also looked into Chris's criminal records and discovered that he had a history of violent charges, including multiple assaults in 1996 and a domestic assault in 1998.
You want to talk some stuff but can't even line up his hairline correctly? Look at you. You look a mess. Look at his hairline. Look at his hairline. Like, you're not him. You're not cute, sir. Like, look at him. I'm sorry. I'm not even trying to do that, but like, bro, I'd be mad too. Now I get why you was mad all the time, because look at your hair.
Landed him in jail for a brief period of time. Even though they were still waiting for ongoing forensic analysis results, authorities believed that they had enough evidence to place charges against Chris.
News this morning, a Beaumont man is now facing murder charges in a Valentine's Day shooting of his wife. Police say this man, Christopher Ray Jones, who worked as a correctional counselor at the Beaumont Federal Prison, killed his wife, Olivia.
Chris was charged with first-degree murder and second-degree manslaughter in April of 2019. But unexpectedly, within 24 hours after being charged, he was released on a $150,000 bond and was put under house arrest with a GPS monitor.
Now a man charged with murdering his wife is back at their home.
40-year-old Christopher Ray Jones was arrested and charged with shooting his wife in the face on Valentine's Day. His bond was set at $150,000. He paid and is now out.
Many taking to social media to voice their concerns, stating things like, "Can't believe he's out on a $150,000 bond. That's crazy. What's wrong with our system?" And "Can't believe they would make his bond so low that he got out. He should not be walking the streets."
While out on bail, Christopher was allowed to continue operating the Jones family business, a food truck called One Plate at a Time. The judge allowed Chris to work while out on bail since the food truck is directly beside his home. However, this decision was controversial amongst Olivia's family and the community. They knew Chris was the only person with Olivia at the time of her death, and they all seemed to believe that he had killed her.
This food truck on Concord Road in Beaumont is a hot topic on social media. It's not generating rave reviews from many, but condemnation from a grieving family.
I don't see how would anyone want to support someone who murdered their wife on Valentine's Day, which is a day that we are supposed to celebrate love.
And I know this lady was not buying this man flowers on Valentine's Day, and he probably didn't get her nothing. And I'm not saying guys shouldn't get gifts, but it seemed like she was catering to him, not this man. That's why I'm saying this. I know she wasn't doing that. She went out and got him flowers and he unalived her. This is sick. And this woman is right. Whoever is supporting this man, this business that he's out, like the fact that you could even just go back to life. That $150,000 probably wasn't even only yours. It probably was on the back of her helping as well. And you just think, oh, this is just, oh my gosh, I'm getting chills. Like this is ugly. This is demonic. Y'all know I say that in a heartbeat because come on now, what?
Celebrate that with him. He decides to take her life.
Chris's image was tainted even further when the results from the crime lab came in. The bloodstain patterns at the crime scene indicated that the gunshot wound could not have happened in the way that Chris described it. Additionally, investigators found no gunshot residue on Olivia's hands, indicating that there was no way she was holding the gun when it went off. There was, however, gunshot residue on Chris's hands and clothing. Despite all of the evidence pointing towards Chris, he pled not guilty to his charges. But before his trial would take place, Olivia's family held a gathering to honor her memory.
This Valentine's Day,
Praying for you.
purple and red balloons filled Rogers Park.
Purple means domestic violence, and red was one of her favorite colors.
1 year ago today, Joshua Simmons lost his sister.
Valentine's Day was one of her favorite holidays.
I would give almost anything to have her back right now.
What's this year been like for you and your family?
If you can wrap it up in one word, it would be frustrating.
Frustrated with the fact that Jones isn't behind bars. Now the family wants to raise awareness for domestic violence, but more than anything, they want justice for Olivia.
We want him to spend the rest of his life in prison, while my sister spend the rest of her life in the grave.
After finally having an opportunity to celebrate Olivia's life, her loved ones would once again have to face her death during Chris's upcoming trial. The courtroom was packed with family members from both sides. It had been over 3 years since Olivia's death, and despite the clear tension between the two families, they all wanted the same thing: justice for Olivia. Prosecutors Jimmy Ham and Mike Laird described Chris as an abusive partner with a violent past, and it was only a matter of time before something like this happened. Chris's defense attorney, Ryan Gertz, argued that Chris only grabbed the gun because Olivia was recklessly handling the weapon, putting both herself and Chris in a dangerous predicament. Forensic
Oh, give me a break. Hold on, I'll wait to the end. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Pathologist Celestina Rossi provided critical bloodstain analysis and confirmed that Olivia did not have any gunshot residue on her, contradicting the defense's claims that her death was merely an accident. The testimonies and evidence combined ultimately overpowered the defense team, and on February 8, 2022, Christopher Ray Jones was found guilty for the murder of his wife, Olivia Jones.
1,118 days. That's how long Olivia Jones's family says they've waited for this moment. The moment when Olivia's husband, Christopher Jones, was found guilty of murder. Olivia died at the hands of her husband on Valentine's Day 2019, and instead of spending a lifetime behind bars,
we elected to agree with the state to a 30-year sentence because of the potential risk of, an even higher sentence.
In exchange, Christopher waived his right to appeal the conviction. After the judge handed down this sentence, Olivia and Christopher's two daughters took the stand. Looking directly at their father, they described the impact of Olivia's death. The youngest daughter, who was only 11 when her mother died, said, quote, "I'll forgive you one day, but right now I can't." Throughout the trial, the prosecution described a history of abuse that finally blew up. Defense attorney Ryan Getz argued a different version of events.
I think that we'll never know what happened in that room. Ultimately, my impression from the jurors is that they just didn't believe Chris's version of events, and that really only left the one alternative.
This was an emotional day for Olivia's family. As they were leaving the courtroom, they were encouraging each other, saying, "Today was all about Olivia, and she won."
Christopher Jones is currently serving his sentence in the John M. Wynn Unit in Huntsville, Texas.
First of all, rest in peace to Olivia Simmons, and may God be with you and your family still, because this is a little bit aged, but I bring stuff like this to the channel because I need you guys to be aware that people are like this right now all around us. You never know. You can walk past somebody who either already did unalive somebody or plans on unaliving somebody or wants to have certain abusive situations with someone, or you never know. And a lot of people are so shallow when they meet people because of the looks or the build or the job. It's so shelled. It's just the surface. You don't really dig deep, and you find out things about people way after. And then even some people, you'll know everything about them and they still make those decisions. That's why I feel like it is so important to have God in your life. I'm gonna always go back to that because it is very imperative that you do, because he will protect you and he will show you who these people are before y'all even get serious, or he'll just simply remove the want in your mind for that person or the attachment that person may have to you. They'll have that person leave you alone, so it's very sick that something like this could happen. And she loves Valentine's Day, and all she thinks about after being treated so harshly from this man is to do something for him and love him. And he just hated her so much that he just resented her for whatever reason, that he would take her away from her children, from this world. And he doesn't have any remorse. I didn't hear anything about any remarks of stating that, I'm sorry that this happened. If I'm going to jail for something I never did, I am fighting tooth and nail to prove that I did not do this. But the fact that they honestly seen that there's nothing that he could say. They know that he did it. He knows that he did it. God knows that he did it. And it's very unfortunate that this young lady had to lose her life so soon and been taken away from her family. That beautiful woman. So, again, may God be with everybody who lost somebody like this, or who's dealing with domestic violence. Leave. I know you may think it's hard, but I'm telling you, it is the hardest, most easiest step that you could do is to leave. I feel like I have been spared multiple times from situations like this, so I'm a survivor of domestic violence. So I'm just hoping that this reaches someone and you see it and you leave and you grab your Bible, because he may look stronger or she may seem tough or whatever the case may be, but ain't nothing that they can do to you more than what God can do for you if you leave. Because they're going to tear you down, but God will bring you up. And that's pretty much all I got to say about that. It's very unfortunate. But if you did enjoy this video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit your post notification bell so you can see what's going on in the Ray's World gang. And I will see you guys in the next video. Be sure to spread love, because it's enough hate in this world, enough evil, and we need some good to triumph that, okay? And don't follow nobody unless you following Jesus first. I'll see you guys on the next video. Peace and love, and I'm out.